Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cichy Stadium. I'm Thomas Gallagher. I'm here alongside Colton Schanzebach. We are getting ready for girls EDC soccer. Girls soccer on Shanley TV is presented by the Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and we will return shortly after this ad.
This broadcast is presented by American Family Insurance, Ken Craft Agency, Bell Bank, Beyond Boundaries Therapy Services, Busick Olson and Associates, Fargo Jet Center, First International Bank and Trust, Forum Communications, Fusion Electric, Hodels Haven Productions, Luther Family Buick GMC, Moore Engineering, Network Center, Off the Wall Advertising, OnSharp, Sandine Law, Sanford Health, and Shields.
Senior number 4, Elsa Wambach. Center mid, a junior number 5, Ella Frisk. At defenseman, a junior number 10, Paige Rustad. Center mid defenseman, a freshman number 15, Ella Reidel. At midfield, a freshman number 17, Katie Schanzenbach. At left mid, right mid, a junior, number 18, Aubrey Dew. At center mid forward and sophomore, number 20, Mia Metzger. At forward, a senior, number 24, Hannah Hodel. At center mid, a senior, number 26, Emily Schremer. And in the goal, a senior, number 99, Paige McAllister. The Deacons are coached by Molly Metzger, Tabby Kells, Bree Nelson, Jacob Fritz, and your head coach, Ryan Christensen.
Welcome back, everybody. As we get ready for this game, we have the Lady Deeks taking on the Grand Forks Red River Roughriders. Some players to watch in this game. We have the goalkeeper for Shanley, Paige McAllister, senior. Should be interesting to watch how she does in net.
She's very tall and she can dive from what I can see. So it's going to be very difficult for the Rough Riders to get past her.
I definitely think so. Also from Shanley, forward Elsa Wambach. Has played for this team for a long time, so should hope to see some goals out of her. For Red River, we have senior Emily Becker, who's a forward. And, yeah, we'll hope to see some goals from her. And then the goalkeeper from Red River, Eden Parkinson. She's only a sophomore. And we are getting ready to tip off here. So it looks like Red River will have the tip here. They will play it back. Carried off to the right. Quick challenge there. Now
Nice
Wambach.
interception there by Cadence Schanzenbach.
Now Schanzenbach will fight for it here on the near side. Quick takeaway there for Shanley. That's due.
Stolen
now Red
by
River
Schindler.
coming back down the right side. That is off a Deacon defender. So it'll be Red River throwing here.
And that's a good play by Schindler for Red River to make sure that the Rough Riders get that throw in there.
Wambach there. Just couldn't keep it in bounds. So back to Red River here. Excuse me. Looks like it went off a Red River player, and it'll be a Shanley throw-in. Now going to the near corner. Red River trying to keep it in.
It'll be a Shanley throw. Taken by Schanzenbach.
Good throw there. They'll play it into the middle here to Shrema. Shrema trying to find Wambach there. And a good takeaway from Wambach there to take the ball back.
And a good look for a through ball, just a little bit too hard on the pass. And it will be a Rough Rider goal kick.
So she'll set up there. Just try to find something off to the right. Just a little too much power on that one. She will play it off to the left. Nobody there to receive that one. So Shanley's throw in on the far sideline here. Good throw in. And it's back down the sideline. Now it will be Red River for a throw in. Deacons gain control here. Move it into the middle. Played up to the left to Wambach. Now battle for it. They play it in the middle. There's breakaway here. And just right of the net.
I believe that was Mia Metzger on the shot, and just put it about an inch to the right of the outside of the goalpost there.
And she was all by herself there. That was a great opportunity.
And that was also a good look by Wambach to get that into the middle to her.
And that one is off a forward for Shanley. Red River's throw.
And, you know, so far it looks like Red River's trying to get these quick throw-ins, just trying to get the ball back into play as quickly as possible.
The Deacons will move it into the middle. And a good takeaway there by Red River. And they just miss a pass there. And the Deacons will boot it out on the Red River end line there, so that will be a goal kick. So here's Parkinson on the goal kick. She will play it off to the right. And plays it out, and she'll have throw there. And straight back out of bounds here. So now Red River. Battle on the left side. And it will be
Red
River again. Right to Schanzenbach. One more throw for Red River here.
Good job by Hartsey there to get in front of that ball.
Deacons gain control here. Now taken away by Red River. On the far side. Makes a nice stop and go move. She'll play it into the center, and a good catch by McAllister there. That one played out to Wambach on the left. Good turnaround move. Played over to her left. And back to the center. Here's Shrema in the middle. Plays it to her right. Good control here from the Deacons. As they try to turn the corner, it's taken away there and played out by Red River. So a throw here for the Deacons. Deep throw here into the middle. Missed by a Red River defender here. And just played wide left there. And it'll be a goal kick for Parkinson.
I believe that was Aubrey Dew on that shot there.
Parkinson plays it out to the left here. And Grand Forks will hope to move it down the sideline. Here comes Shanley up the right, a through ball.
That was a good pass there by Frisk to find Hannah Hodel on the overlap there.
Here's Hodel trying to turn the corner. She will lose it. Now Shrema. Play it to the middle. To do. Left footer, just wide left. So early on, quite a few shots here for the Deacons. None of them quite finding the net.
You know, I think they just need to keep moving the ball around. They're getting too anxious to get a goal here. They just need to keep moving the ball around to try and find that open pass, which will lead to an easier goal.
We've seen good control from them here early on. Now Frisk will play a through ball and just too much power on that one.
The Deacons are really trying to push that through ball. And if it works, that would be a really good play for them.
That one played right to Shrema. She'll play it to Wambach. Now it's cleared out by Red River to the sideline.
Schanzenbach on the throw.
And the Red River defense will just clear it out once more. Now the Deacons controlling on the near sideline. Good move there. Cutting in. Blocked by a Deacon there. And it is back out on the sideline. That throw in to Do. And Do will pick it back up here, moving it forward. Played out to the right side here. Hodel. Play it back in. Tempted to put a shot on net. Just over the top. And another goal kick here for Red River.
The Roughriders really need to get this ball out of their half. The entire game has been dominated by Shanley up to this point.
They are certainly swarming the defensemen here. And we have a throw in on the far side for Shanley. And that one just thrown right to the goalie. So Parkinson will look. And that ball deflected to Wambach, who fights for it. Now good takeaway here for Shanley, and it just goes outside. So Red River throwing here. Nice through ball to Wambach there. And she just gets closed off by two defenders. And it looks like we have a free kick here.
I believe that was a foul called on Wambach for extending the elbow.
So a deep free kick here for Red River. Quickly taken away by Shanley. Played to Hodel. She turns. Good shot, and we have a goal.
That was a beautiful find there by Ella Frisk to find Hodel wide open in the middle of the field.
Just switched the field there, kicked it to the other side. And there was nobody waiting there for Hodel. So the first goal coming there just 10 minutes into this game. So it'll be 1-0 for Shanley here.
And, you know, that was just like we were talking about, just passing around, trying to find the open person. And it resulted in a goal for them. Beautiful goal by Hannah Hodel there.
We have seen good control here from Shanley. And Red River just struggling out of the gates to get anything going offensively and even anything going defensively here. They will come out quick, playing off to the right side.
Coming into the game for the Deacons is number 9, Lindsay Astrup.
A little bit of control here for Red River. They'll play it back up the sideline and just too harsh of an angle there. Throw-in is received by Red River. And we've got a scrum here in the middle of the field. Little playoff there by Shanley. The ball floats back to the middle. Grand Forks plays it down the right sideline and just unable to keep that one in.
That was Bergeron trying to keep that one in play. Nearly got it too.
Wambach will move out of the way and let that one go off a Grand Forks player. And that one played out by Frisk. Now Frisk boots it forward. And just a little bit too much power on that one. Unable to run onto that. Boot there for Parkinson. Will be picked up by Shanley. Nice hard pass on the ground there. Out to the right side. Played into the center. And now Grand Forks will clear their own zone. As Shanley fights to keep this one in here. Played down the far sideline. And now cleared out by Shanley. So it will be a Red River throw-in. Quick throw in here. Played back.
And that will be called off of Roughriders.
We have Shrema subbing out here for the Deacons.
Coming in is number 16, Nora Roney.
Freshman Nora Roney.
And, you know, looking at the roster here, there are a lot of young faces on this team. A
Yeah,
lot of freshmen and a lot of 8th graders, too.
quite a few 8th graders. Seeing maybe 3 or 4 8th graders and 3 or 4 freshmen. So, yeah, quite a young team here for Shanley.
A nice pass in. I believe that was Astrup.
The boot here received by Red River. And we have a stoppage of play.
That will be a foul on Shanley. Looks like a warning given to Ella Frisk.
The free kick flicked through, but now picked up by Shanley in the center. Good move to get through there by Frisk. She'll look for a through ball, and unfortunately nobody there. Just split Astrup and Wambach there, and neither was able to run on. Now a good stop by Schanzenbach here, as she will get the throw in. Ball floating in the center, and there's a back and forth here. Now Shanley comes away with it. Shanley will be patient with the ball here. Ball goes to the right corner, race for it, and Astrup just cannot get there. So some subs coming in for both teams here. And this will be a goal kick for Parkinson.
Coming in for the Deacons is number 6, Hannah Wambach.
That ball kicked right into
For your Rough
a
Riders,
Grand Forks player.
Number 19, Ayla Efhauser. Number 16, Lily Costello. And number 6.
Now trying to clear out here is Red River. Shanley will pick it back up.
For your Deacons, Mia Metro comes back
Coming in
along
for
with
the Rough Riders is number 6,
Wambach.
Emily Becker. Number 16, Lily Costello. And number 19, Isla Efhauser.
That ball picked up by Parkinson. She will boot to the middle. A good reception there by Shanley as they'll move up with it. Played out to the left to Frisk. Sorry, that's Wambach out there. And now the ball is cleared out for a Shanley throw. Ball booted out by Red River. One more throw for Shanley. Now kicked into the center here. Up in the air. And Shanley will play it back to their defense. Playing it out to the right and just unable to get good control of that one.
It looks like Rustad just put a little bit too much juice on that one.
Now a missed pass there will result in Parkinson picking up the ball here.
A nice header there by the freshman Nora Roney up to Wambach.
We got a battle for it here. Red River will play it up the sideline. Quick takeaway by Shanley. And we've got a foul here. That'll be on Shanley.
It looks like the ball was just moved away from where she thought it was going to be and just accidentally kicked a leg.
I believe that was A-Strep on the foul there. And Red River will kick their free kick straight out of bounds. So Shanley's throw here. And we've got a back and forth here. So Allers will play it out to Schanzenbach. Cannot get it through.
Bergeron takes a nasty hit to the head.
Now Red River busting through the line here
That is
on the
Barker.
left side. And a great stop there by McAllister. She'll come out to stop that one.
And just an unfortunate placement by number 3, Maggie Barker. Just put it right in the goalie's hands. That was a really good opportunity for the Rough Riders, though. And if they keep this up, they might be able to make something happen.
They'd certainly love to tie the game up here. 20 minutes in. And they will have a throw-in Shanley zone. And now we have a reverse, and Shanley will have a throw-in in the same spot, which they will play into the middle, but quickly taken away by Red River. Now they will get it back here and move down the left sideline. And a fight for it.
And Hannah Wambach just refusing to quit, playing it even on the ground.
Deep throw for Red River. Bump forward by Schanzenbach. Now Wambach plays it out to her right.
That is Krista Kramer.
And a shot. Good save there by Parkinson. Successful goal kick there for Red River. And the throw-in will also be theirs as some subs come in for both teams.
Coming in for the Deacons, Hannah Hodel. And if I can see the number,
Number 14,
Emily
Jen
Schrema.
Body. Number 2, Reese Rems. Number 22, Peyton Gershevsky. And number 8, Madeline DeLong.
And in for the Roughriders are
Emma
Peyton Grishetsky,
Emily Schrema, and Hannah Hodel.
number 8, Madeline DeLong.
We have a Shanley throw here in front of their own bench. Received well there. Trying to keep it down the sideline, which they do. Now we have a fight for it on the line, and it will go to Red River. So Red River with a throw deep in their own zone here. And another one as that one goes off a Shanley player.
And it looks like they will call a handball on the Deacons.
Play. So another free kick for Red River. However, all their free kicks so far have been deep in their own zone. It's not incredibly helpful for them, but they will come away with this one. So they will play it to the Deacons' back line. Now free ball here goes to Red River.
It looks like Red River is trying to find number 2, Reese Rems, up through the top. Rems is actually just an 8th grader playing on Varsity, which is a pretty astounding feat for any college, or not college, any high school.
Yeah, we've seen Red River play it back to the Deacons' back line quite a few times now with little success other than their one opportunity they had at the 20-minute mark.
Coming back on for the Deacons is number 18, Aubrey Dew.
And that ball is off the Deacons, so another goal kick here for Parkinson. She plays it out to her left and unable to control it there. So the Deacons will quick throw it in. And makes up for her mistake there by quickly taking it away. And once again, another throw in here for the Deacons. Now back the other way with a Red River throw-in.
And, you know, we have about 16 and a half minutes left in the first half. And I've got to say, we've seen a lot of play on the outsides of the field, which ends up in a lot of throw-in situations. Do you think both teams should try to get the ball back to the middle and switch the field?
Yeah, I definitely think when you get in a scenario like this where you're really stuck on the outside of the field, that it's really good to just, even if you have to play the ball backwards, you know, move the ball around, move it away from where you are, and you need quick passes, and then, as you said, try to switch the field. Because usually if you're jamming up one side, then the other side tends to be way open for you. So, and we saw that with the Shanley goal, of course.
And for those of you at home who do not watch soccer or know soccer terms, switching the field is simply just passing to the other side of the field.
So Red River with a throw in here. And right back to them.
And that is number 8, Madeline DeLong, taking the throw-in.
And one more for good measure for Red River here.
Third time's the charm. Or was it
Well, fourth
time?
time's the charm. Right back in the same spot for them. Okay, they play it more into the center and are able to keep it in. Shanley boots it back into the middle here. Now controlling, trying to settle it down.
And a nice back and forth passing there between Mia Metzger and Nora Roney.
Now we got Dew on the left side. She stumbles there and just gets cut off by a defender. Good takeaway there by Red River. As Shrema comes in to help Dew. And that is out on Red River. So we got some subs in here for both teams.
For the Deacons, we have number 4, Elsa Wambach, and number 5, Ella Frisk.
Dew with the throw in. And that one will come back for Red River.
5, Ella Frisk, and number 4, Elsa Wambach. Infield Roughriders, number 18, Grace Schindler, 24, Kieran Lee, and number 5, Lucy.
That one picked up by Parkinson.
And in for the Roughriders are number 5, Lucy Halverson, number 18, Grace Schindler, and number 24, Kieran Lee.
Now back and forth on the far sideline. And that one goes for Shanley. So the throw for Shanley up in the air. Now played by Metzger out to Wambach, who
Beautiful
stumbles with it a
pass.
little bit. Shrema fires one in, and a good stop there by Parkinson. That goal kick picked up by Red River, now played into the middle, and we have a race for it. And it looks like McAllister will get there first, but she's out of her nets. Luckily, she gets back and picks that one up.
And for the Roughriders, that was number 14, Anik Lawson Body with a beautiful breakaway, getting past the Deacon defenders.
Unfortunately, McAllister just got there first. Good play by her. Now Wambach comes back with it with some speed. Plays it out to the far side there. And that one just unable to reach for the Deacons.
Krista Kramer in the game for the Deacons.
Coming in for the Deacons is Krista Kramer.
Number 20, Morgan Hartsey, and number 3, Maggie Barker.
And in for the Roughriders are number 3, Maggie Barker, number 12, Brenna Schock, and number 20, Morgan Hartsey.
That ball is off the Deacons, and Red River will get a throw in center field. They will boot it back into the center. And we have a takedown here.
And it looks like Lawson Body just jumped before she realized that the ball was going somewhere else and just ended up running into Maddie Allers.
So Allers will take the free kick here from her own 30-yard line. And a quick takeaway there by Red River. Cutting back into the center. Now a race for it, and they maintain possession. However, Frisk quickly takes the ball away. She'll play it forward to Wambach, who gets there. And on the left side, goalie tries to make a play. Now she's out of her net. And just off the top of the foot of Frisk. And the net was wide open for her there.
And, you know, you can't really blame her for that. If you see an open net and it's coming at you, if it's a bouncy pass, it's not uncommon for it to get skied. You're just really excited you're going to get a goal, and then the pass isn't where you thought it would be.
That is certainly a nerve-wracking experience when the ball's coming at you with a wide open net. Happens more than you think. Frisk will play this one back to Dew. Tries to find Hodel. And Red River clearing here. Du playing to Wambach.
Line judge had his flag up for a foul there, but waved off by the center ref.
Wambach with some speed through the middle there, trying to find the right side. That was Kramer, who she just missed there. Don't forget that you can connect with Shanley TV on social media. We are on Facebook and Twitter at Shanley TV. And also, if you go to shanleytv.com, you can watch archived broadcasts. Schrammel will receive this one in the middle. And we have a stoppage of play here as Schrammel tumbles over.
And I believe that was called on number 24, Kieran Lee.
So we'll have Frisk taking a free kick here from the 25-yard line. And the Deacons will crash the box here. Up in the air, and that one is right to Parkinson.
And you know, that around that 25-yard line is when it starts to get real dangerous for the defending team, because that's where most people can put it, if not on net, into the corners.
That one is certainly a dangerous one. Unfortunately, just a little too much power there for Frisk. As Schanzenbach here will try to play it forward. Now a through ball here for Red River, another race for it.
And a great stop there by Aubrey Dew. And a great block by Paige Rustad.
She will shake that one off as Red River maintains possession here. Now into the center.
That's Schindler with the ball. Back to Addison Fargo. Back up to, I believe that is Hartza.
Now Frisk moving down the left sideline. Trying to cut back, and that one is kicked out.
And that was a good job by Schindler there to drag her foot to try to get that ball out of bounds. Lets her team fall back and regroup so that they aren't on the run.
This throw in goes to Shanley. Now Wambach stops, tries to find Frisk, and Astra picks it up, plays it back to Du. Du will play it in to Wambach. He's trying to get a turnaround shot, and Frisk just right with that one.
Underneath the Roughriders, number 10, Peyton Bergeron.
So with 7 minutes left in the half here, we will have a Rough Riders goal kick. Now, do you think that the Rough Riders are going to try to sit this one out and wait for the second half to regroup and recoup when they have the kickoff?
You know, I honestly think you might be right on that one. You know, maybe if you have an extraordinary offensive chance, go for it. But, you know, you're really not seeing very much offense here. So I'd just say try to stay strong defensively. These last couple minutes, you certainly don't want to give up another goal because that makes it harder for you to come back. But, yeah, just stay strong defensively. And if you have an offensive chance, take it. This one is moved down the sideline just a little too close. So Shanley will throw it in.
And yeah, like you were saying, some of the most demoralizing goals are the ones that are scored right before half, because that's the first thing you think about when you get into that huddle.
And that certainly is the first thing you're thinking about.
As Bergeron takes it up the side.
That certainly is the first thing you're thinking about as you come into the second half. And that's not really the best way to start the second half, is to end the first one on a goal. This one flows forward with some speed.
Kramer will have it near the end of the box.
She'll make a little spin move there and maintain control. Now into the center to Wambach. And a good takeaway there by Red River's defense. Schrammel plays it forward to Wambach once again. She tumbles to the ground as Schrammel comes And a low kick. And that one was centimeters from the post there.
And, you know, it looks like that low, hard shot to the corners are getting through for the Deacons.
That may be a talking point in the huddle for the second half for them.
Coming in for the Deacons is number 15, Ella Radel.
And we just have a stoppage of play here.
Foul called on number 5, Ella Frisk.
She's got her leg a little too high there. So Red River will take the free kick and play it forward now to the left side.
That is number 5, Lucy Halverson with a breakaway.
Now she'll cut back, try to play to the center. Now this one's taken away by Frisk. And taken right back by Red River. Red River in center field. And a good stop by Dew there.
And that
Placed
was a
the
really good
ace-drop.
one-time pass, right off of the incoming pass.
A little move in center field here. She'll play it out to the left. And a little too harsh of an angle there for Astrup.
And we have 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first half.
Kick over the head there. And a good stop by Astrup. Now Dew moving forward. Plays out left to Wambach. We'll let it go through. And we now have a corner kick for Shanley.
I believe this is the first corner kick of the game.
I think you are right. And this is a great opportunity for Shanley here.
And like we were talking about earlier, if Shanley can get a goal off of this corner kick with just under 3 minutes left, that could really put down the team spirits of the Roughriders.
That one floats right through the box. And I believe that one went out of bounds as the ref stops play here.
It is called another corner for Shanley.
So another great chance after that one just floated through the box untouched. And this one just played a little too close to the goalie as she picks it up.
Now, one of the most interesting things that I think is usually done on corner kicks is they will put a left-footed defender in to take the kick, simply so that the kick will curve back towards the goal.
Yeah, I definitely agree. That's just the little things the other team might not consider is the way the ball's going to go. If you've got, a left-footed kicker on the wrong side, the ball might float too wide, and if you've, as we saw in the other one, it might float too close either way, so it's definitely something to think about. Now this ball floats through Red River's defense, and that ball goes out. That will go to Red River off the foot of Wambach. Big throw there. Picked up quickly by Frisk.
And we have 1 minute remaining in the half.
Rusted will let this one go back to McAllister. Red River just trying to get any offensive spark here in the last minute of play. Astrup plays it back to Dew. Inside to Shrema. Shrema plays it to Metzger. Swings it out wide. And Red River with a last second clear here.
Trying to find something with 20 seconds remaining.
Now, this one played right to Shanley's back line. Now moved up to Astrup. Just not enough time left here. This ball goes out of bounds, and that will end our first half of play.
Deacons 1, Roughriders 0, off of a beautiful goal by Hannah Hodel.
Well, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and we will return shortly when the second half resumes. Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at shanleyathletic.club.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button or become a member if you are not one already. It's easy to become a member and anyone can join, so sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level.
And as we get started in the second half, we have a couple of things that we noticed that the teams can do better.
Yeah, so for Shanley, we just said just watch the back line. They have some fast people for Red River on their front, so just make sure you're watching their back line and make sure nothing's coming through there. And then for Red River, just make sure you pass and move. You know, we saw them in the defensive zone quite a bit in the first half. So, you know, they should look at having a little bit more possession rather than trying to move the ball up all the time. And, yeah, if that through ball is there, then you can take it, but work a little bit more on possession.
And we have Mia Metzger moving the ball up the side. Gets past the defender on the baseline and isn't able to get a good hit on it. And that's another thing for the Deacons that they can do a little bit better. Is just don't be afraid to play the bland play, as we have a missed ball from the Shanley Deacons. And a great opportunity there for Peyton Bergeron, just unable to make it happen. And Paige McAllister will have a goal kick.
Low ball there for McAllister.
It will go through the midfield, make its way back towards the Roughriders defensive line, and will end up to Megan Barker on the left. And tipped out of bounds by Cadence Johnsonbach. That throw-in put right back to Barker. Frisk tries to play it up, but Barker just gets in the way. And it will be the Deacons throw-in.
Good deflection there by Barker.
And, you know, that's something that a coach really looks for in a player, is just not being afraid to get in front of that ball. If you are in tryouts and you're shying away from getting in front of a ball, that's not going to help you.
Yeah, certainly when you're on the sideline, but more importantly, if you're not going to take it on the sideline, you're less likely to take it in front of the net. So that's what they're really looking for, is if you're willing to take a ball in front of the net there. So that was a good stop there by Barker on the sideline.
Ball played up to Mia Metzger, just goes out of bounds. Nothing you can really do about that one. And it will be a Rough Rider throw-in.
Deep throw there for Red River.
Bergeron fighting with Maddie Allers.
Just a little too much power on that throw-in.
This is one thing that I think is fairly common with a lot of soccer teams, both boys soccer and girls soccer, is that the farther back you go into the defense, the more physical things get.
Yeah, certainly when you get in that scoring opportunity, we said for the free kicks inside 25 yards, that's certainly the case with just normal pace of play. It definitely gets a little more aggressive when you get in that scoring chance.
And on a related topic, which position do you think runs the most during a game?
I think definitely probably I'd have to say the midfield, because they're going back and forth, or maybe somebody on the outside, like a wing player, because they're also getting almost all the way back to the defensive line and then all the way forward to play offense. So, but definitely midfielders are running back and forth quite a bit.
I would definitely have to agree with you. I'm going to say specific outside mid.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely have to play kind of offense and defense at the same time, and it gets tricky especially when the ball is going back and forth like it is in this game.
As the ball is put up to Mia Metzger on the wing, she has space. She'll take her time and gets turned around by the Rough Rider defender. And it will be off the Deacons for a Rough Rider throw-in.
Dew trying to body that out there, but it goes back to Red River.
Throw-in to Bergeron, who will control it and then make a pass towards Halverson. Just goes through the legs. Back to Halverson up the middle. Finds Bergeron on a nice through ball, and she will have time for a cross.
In the middle here.
She finds Hartze, and Hartze will just be unable to get past the Deacon defense. And it will be a corner kick for Red River. Now, this is a very, very important opportunity for the Rough Riders, as corner kicks are a very easy time to get a goal.
And like you said in the first half, left-footed kick here. And just a little bit too close to that end line. Look at another chance here at it, but
Now, when you're on offense, if you're playing soccer, corner kicks are one of the most fun things you can do. But if you're playing defense, it is one of the most stressful situations because anything can turn into a goal.
that one just floated right through the box there. Untouched by anybody from either team.
It will be put up the line. Rough Riders will pass it back and then boot it up. And it will go out of bounds for a Deacon goal kick. Now, do you think that the big overhead, like just booting it down the field plays are going to work better? Or do you think passing around, taking it slow is going to work better for the Rough Riders?
You know, I think for Red River, what we've kind of seen is that, you know, the Deacons' back line has kind of been a little bit shaky. So I think you kind of need to go with maybe a mixture of the two, honestly. You know, in the back and the midfield, I think they need to slow it down a little bit and possess a little bit more. But then they can play that through ball. They do have some fast people on their front line who can beat the defense. So I think you kind of need a mix of both. So.
Yes, I would definitely agree. I would most likely, if I had to nail it down to a specific, I would say get it to the midfield, let the midfield play that overhead cross up to the wings on the maybe the opposite side of the field to get that defense to have their backs turned.
Yeah, we have seen the defensive line for Red River trying to boot the ball all the way down, and that just hasn't been working for them very often. This is a great ball here to Wambach.
That was a very nice play, pretty much just what we were talking about by Metzger, finding Wambach on the opposite side as Schanzebach reels it in and plays it up to Frisk. Roney will poke it back towards the defense. Frisk will end up with it, trying to play it through to Mia Metzger, but blocked by number 12, Brenna Schock. And a beautiful opportunity here for number 10. That is Peyton Bergeron going up the sideline. Makes it past one, but is stopped by Maddie Allers. And, you know, from what I can tell, Maddie Allers is kind of like the anchor of this Shanley defense.
Yeah, and just good of the Shanley defense there to cut off that cut back. That could have been dangerous if she got through.
Yeah, those two center backs, Maddie Allers and Paige Rustad, have really done numbers for the Shanley defense during this game, holding their line and making sure not many things can get past. As the ball is played up to Metzger.
And going back to what
Roney.
we said earlier, you know, kind of those important positions, the ones that move a lot, Frisk in the midfield and then Wambach out on the right side. They have been moving and getting a lot of play on the ball here, especially, you know, a lot in the first half, but especially early here in the second half.
As Dew tries to play a pass through to Mia Metzger, taken away by the Rough Riders defense, and it will be a Deacon throw-in right around the 5-yard line. And here's where you see where the switch could come in very useful, as the majority of the Roughriders players and the Deacons players are all congregated to that right side or left side, depending on which way you are facing.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a little bit of strategy to that throw-in. You obviously, your impulse is to throw it to the corner or maybe deep into the box, but you can almost even play it backwards if you need to, and that allows you to get some open space to switch the field, and then you're really open in the box.
And, you know, sometimes that back pass can be the best option, as there's not going to be many defenders towards that, like towards your defensive line. You'll have more time to settle the ball if it's, say, a bouncier pass. Coming in for the Deacons, number 9, Lindsay Astrup. And that would tried to play towards the middle off of Bergeron, and it will be a Deacons throw-in. Playing up to Wambach. Wambach beats one defender. Tries to put it in the middle. Shot on net just over the right corner. And that was a beautiful shot and a great look from, I believe that was Ella Frisk, just to see that the goalie was not prepared for a shot in that direction. And that was a beautiful settle there by Lucy Halverson to get the ball up to Bergeron. We'll pass it to Shock, sorry. And then first ends up with it. Hodel pressuring the defense, wins the ball, and unfortunately is unable to do anything with it, but it is popped out to Roney over to Metzger.
Good stop there in the midfield for Shanley to set themselves back up for another offensive chance.
As Astrup finds Hodel with a beautiful pass. Hodel looks for a shot, just puts it right in the goalie's gloves. And that was a beautiful save there, too, by Parkinson.
Great chance there. And I think that's, you know, talking about what teams need to work on, I think for Shanley, they certainly can work on their placement there. You know, we've seen a couple good chances go wide, and then, you know, we've certainly seen a couple breakaways go right into the hands of Parkinson. So definitely placement of the ball there.
And, you know, another thing that both teams can work on is just controlling the speed of the pass. I know it's a lot different coming from, say, a grass field to a turf field. The ball will just roll and roll and roll if you come from a grass field to a turf field. So they just need to reel in the strength of their passes. Passed over to Halverson. Fighting with it. Over to the side is Schindler. Put out in near the goalie is the ball, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Roney fields that punt there and gets it up to Wambach on the left side. Wambach gets past one, puts it into the middle to Frisk. Frisk fakes, and it ends up with Hodel, who tries to make a move. And, you know, that's again what we were saying. Don't be afraid to play those, like, duller plays. Like, instead of dribbling, look for a pass, even though it might not be shiny and glamorous and all that.
Yeah, and we've seen that a little bit from Shanley. They could even do it a little bit more, and here we're seeing really good passes through here. This is a little bit more what they need to set up is the shorter, quicker passes, and just moving the ball around to get Red River out of position here.
And it will be offsides on Wambach as the ref is trying to get the ball boys to go away, I think. I believe they were getting a little bit too close to the field, and the ref was just taking precautions. And that's a good observation by the ref. I know, like, in all sports, any little kid playing on the sidelines can end up with a ball in the field. Deacons have a throw-in. And it is booted up to Hodel. She lets it go over. And that ball is passed out to number 20, Hartze.
And it looked like the Deacons wanted a foul there on about the 30-yard line. They did not get one.
Frisk moving up, makes a move, and puts in a shot, and it's just barely too short.
High arcing shot there. Had the potential to go over the goalie there. Just not quite enough power on it.
And throughout this game, we have seen the versatility of Ella Frisk's offensive capabilities. She's put in low, hard driving shots. She's put in chips. She's put in any kind of shot you can imagine.
And a good pass to Hodel there from Metzger.
And
Hodel.
a foul called on Red River. It is called on number 23, Sydney Jennings, who is playing defense on Hannah Hodel.
So inside the 25-yard line here for Shanley.
And it will be taken by Ella Frisk. Now, this is a dangerous situation for anybody to be in. Because this is the, like we were saying earlier, this is the space where you can put it on net pretty dang easy.
That one just wide left there for Frisk. So she is 0 for 2 on those free kicks inside 25 yards there.
Coming in for the Roughriders, number 24, Kieran Lee. And for the Deacons, it is number 26, Emily Schrema. Number 8, Krista Kramer. And number 15, Ella Radel.
Back on the pitch for your Deacons, Emily Schrema.
And you know, Emily Schramer has been a force to be reckoned with in the middle. She has put a body on anybody who even attempts to dribble the ball near her. And you know, those are sometimes the most intimidating players, to go up against, as they just won't be afraid to put you in the ground.
Yeah, and she definitely has a height advantage on a lot of girls out here, and that is also very intimidating. As you know, if you're going up against somebody who's 6 inches taller than you, they kind of just tower over you, and they kind of have that leverage to body you away from the ball.
And a quick throw in here to number 14, Lawson Body, and is taken away and taken up by Ella Frisk. She will look for a long pass to Wambach, but just a little bit too far.
So yeah, that's more of what we're kind of seeing for both teams that's not really working, are those long through balls.
As Schanzebach fields the throw-in.
Just trying to find somebody way too far up. Both teams kind of need to slow it down a little bit.
And a foul called on the Deacons. I believe that would be on Astrup. The free kick will be taken by number 24, Kieran Lee.
So I have to say, most of Red River's free kicks are tending to happen on their own side of half.
As Allers safeguards that ball so it can make its way to McAllister.
So they're kind of out of position here on their free kicks, as you know, there's not many opportunities when you have a free kick from your own 30-40 yard line.
I would definitely have to agree, and I know, speaking from experience here, that if you're from way far out, sometimes you just have to wait a couple seconds, let your teammates get down to where they want to be, get turned around, get ready to receive it instead of just taking it quick.
Yeah, there's really not many opportunities when you just boot that over the defensive line and hope somebody finds it.
Frisk fighting with it. Out to Radel. Up to Astrup on the top. Bounces back to the Deacons midline, and that'll be Dew passing it out to Radel again. Radel looking for Kramer. Intercepted by Jennings. Or almost intercepted by Jennings, but Jennings will end up with the ball. She will look for Hartza. Will find number 5, Halverson. And blocked by Schrema.
Good strong kick there from Schrema to get the ball away from her.
And, you know, these passes here between Barker and Hartza are what we were talking about as to what we believe Red River needs to do. Just back and forth, quick passes, getting around the defenders.
Frisk has some control here in the center field.
She finds Kramer, who will tip it back to Astrup, who tries to find someone in the center, but nobody there. Hartzer with the ball, taken away by Radel.
And we have certainly seen Ella Frisk be kind of the facilitator here in the middle of the field. Kind of comes up with some speed, stops, looks, and then plays it out to either, through ball through the center or out. She's found Krema and Wambach quite a few times here.
And it looks like it will be a foul on the Red River at the 25-yard line, and the Red River fans are not happy with this. Excuse me, around the 27. And it looks like they will put Shrema on the kick. Everyone else getting in, including Radel, who is playing outside defender.
That one's up in the air. Pretty wide left there. So Shanley really not taking advantage of these close free kicks here that they're getting.
In for Deacons.
In for the Roughriders is number 2, Reese Rems.
In for your Roughriders, number 2.
And in for the Deacons is, if I can find the number here, number 11, Emma Rorick and Wambach. Wambach looking to pass to Shrema. Just a little bit too hard. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication here from the Deacons.
They certainly just need to slow it down here. That's a nice pass to do. Just move it around a little bit more.
Over to Radel. Over to Wambach. Into Frisk, who battles through 2 defenders and looks for what would be a very nice drop-off pass, but it's booted away, and it will be Schanzebach and Lawson Body racing to see who can get there first, and Schanzebach will make sure that goes out of bounds.
And I have to say, other than early in the second half here, we have not seen very much Red River offense.
I would have to agree with you on that, although I will make a counterpoint that we haven't seen all that much, compared to the first half at least, of the Deacons offense either. It's been a game, or this half has been played pretty heavily in the midfield, as that one gets through the defense, but is scooped up by McAllister. McAllister will kick it up, but it will be fielded by Shock and taken away by, I believe that is Rorick.
Good pass to
with
Frisk
it,
there.
looking for Wambach, and just a little bit too hard on the pass.
Just not quite finding those through balls today for Shanley.
As that one will go out of bounds, and will be Radel taking the free throw. And subs are called right as she releases it. And coming in for the Rough Riders is number 19, Isla F. Hauser. And for the Deacons, number 4, Elsa Wambach. And number 16, Nora Roney.
Back into the game for your Roughriders, number 19, Ayla F. Hauser. And for your Deacons, number 16, Nora
If you've enjoyed watching our ShanleyTV.com broadcast, please consider making a donation to help us continue to bring you quality programming. We rely on donations to bring you every broadcast, and we need your help to continue to improve the quality of our productions and to add new features for you, the viewer, to enjoy. If you are interested in donating, please contact Joelle Shuey at 701-893-3225. Thanks for your support of Shanley TV.
Rems has it in the Deacons' back line. Tries to find a pass to Lawson Body, but is blocked by Roney. And it will be pushed out to the side to Hannah Wambach. Now I have to remember to specify which Wambach it is, as both of the Wambach sisters are on the field together. And that's something you don't really see very often in many sports, is 2 sisters playing the same sport at the same time, at the same level.
Yeah, typically the age gap will separate that between, either level of play or just, years of play. So it's pretty cool to see 2 sisters out here together.
Kieran Lee puts that one into Shock. And Schanzenbach will turn that one back towards the outside. And that will be Hartse saving it from going out of bounds, trying to put it back in the middle. Roney tries to put it up, blocked by Red River, and Lee's shot will be fielded by the goalie, McAllister. And, you know, I think, like we've been saying, for both teams, as that is a nasty-looking fall, I think for both teams, they both just need to slow it down. As Mia Metzger finds Rorick on the
Great
outside.
pass there from Metzger.
And this is the type of play that we've been trying, or that the Deacons have been trying all night, just trying to get it a couple passes and go.
A good flick there by Red River, just unable to run onto it.
And coming in for the Roughriders is number 7, Charlie Kulak. And number 8, Madeline DeLong.
Into the game for the Roughriders, number 7, Charlie Kulak, and number 8, Madeline DeLong.
Roughriders throw it in, and Lewitt Body will get it, or Lawson Body will get it past the defender, but will not be able to make anything of it. And, you know, this Roughriders team has really been pushing. I feel like they've been gaining more and more momentum as the game goes on, despite them being down, which is something that usually does not happen. As Roney will get the ball. She will play it to Metzger, who will play it over to Hannah Wambach, who will go for a 1-2 back to Metzger.
Metzger fighting for that one to keep it in bounds, and she does.
And that was a really good effort there by Metzger to keep it not only in bounds, but not off of her. As Wambach lets one fly and will get the field goal.
That is 3 points, I believe.
Into the game for the Roughriders, number 5, Lucy Halverson, and number 10.
Coming in for the Roughriders are number 5, Lucy Alverson, and number 10, Peyton Bergeron. And coming back in for the Deacons is Ella Frisk. And we have just under 13 minutes to go, as it will be Parkinson with a goal kick. Gets through 2 players from both teams. And we'll end up with Hannah Wambach dribbling it down the side. We'll go to Roney in the middle. Over to Shrema. Over to Schanzenbach on the left side. She will take a dribble, and then a foul will be called on the Roughriders. And that will be a card for number 24, Kieran Lee. And I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that is because the player was played before the ball.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I believe you're right.
I also think it has to do with the fact that they both fell down. And I don't know. I feel like it could go either way. It could be a foul. It could be seen as not a card. As the punt will bounce all the way back to Rustad at defense. And that will be Halverson dribbling it her way up the field, again blocked by Rustad. Rustad again gets the ball, and we'll try to play it to Shrema. We'll end up with Radel. And we'll go over to Berger.
Good move there up the middle. Shake off a defender.
And Radel will see this one out. And it will be a Shanley throw-in. And just unfortunate touch there by Halverson. So the Deacons will move down the field with their throw-ins.
We have 11 minutes left to play in this game. Only a 1-goal lead for Shanley here. So definitely still time for Red River to tie this one up.
And the Deacons are just inching their way down the field with these throw-ins, as is played to Metzger, who tries to find Hannah Wambach, but it goes out again for another Deacons throw-in.
And one more for good measure there.
I think they've gone all the way down the field, just like you would in football, piece by piece, yard by yard, through the throw-ins.
Hey, if that's the way you have to do it, that's not a bad way of progressing down the field. Certainly puts you in a good opportunity.
It's also a very safe way, as the opposing team will not be able to challenge your throw-in. As that one is taken away by Allers. Schramer will look to play it up, but it will be played out of bounds by Rems.
And there was good defense there by Schramer on the outside, just not allowing her opponent to turn the corner on her.
Coming in for the Roughriders, number 3, Maddie Barker. Number 12, Brenna Shaw. And coming in for the Deacons again is Aubrey Dew. Throw in played to Bergeron. But Allers will kick it up. Will end up with Jennings, who will kick it at a Deacon player and get it again.
So, Colton, if you are Shanley here, do you kind of start going into defensive mode here in the last, inside 10 minutes as you're only up 1 goal? Or do you think you keep on your offensive rally here?
I would have to say I would have to put my trust in the defense and keep playing as we're playing.
I think I agree. I think, they've just been too offensively dominant. Still stay steady, of course, on the defense, and defense is, big priority, but I don't think you have to worry too much about, making any huge mistakes here.
As Elsa Wambach plays to Hannah Wambach, will end up with Ella Frisk at the 50. She will take a couple dribbles and find Elsa Wambach in the middle, who will race against number 15. That is Addison Fargo, and Fargo will kick it out of bounds for I believe, a corner. But as we were saying, I think 1 goal is a big lead in soccer, but it's not a big enough lead to justify just sitting back and doing nothing.
Yeah.
I think you have to keep going.
Yeah, like I was saying, one big mistake is all it takes, and, I think Shanley just keeps playing their game, and then Red River obviously needs to step up and sink one here.
As the corner will pop back out to Wambach, who will pass it in to, I believe that is Roney, who will get a very good head on that ball. But unfortunately, it's just a little bit wide to the left.
That was scary for Red River. That was almost a momentum ender there.
Excuse me, that was Metzger with the header. Ella Frisk will field the ball. It will end over to the wing with Krista Kramer. Then it will go to Radel. Will be taken away by number 3, Maddie Barker, who will have time and dribble all the way down the line, waiting to make a play, trying to get past Rustad. And
just unable to turn the corner there.
Just barely too big of a touch. So it will be a Deacons goal kick. And it looks like they will have Rustad take this. And that was a very scary situation for the defense to be in, the Deacon defense specifically, as that would have tied up the game. And, in EDC, a lot more points are given to a win than a tie.
So if you had to say, Colton, do you think that at this level, do you think speed or finesse is more important? Because we saw, Maddie Barker there just unable to turn the corner on her defender. Which do you think is more important to the overall game?
I would say if we were playing at like a JV level, as you and I did for a couple years now, I would have to say that speed is definitely a factor. But up at the varsity level, as Kramer gets an awesome opportunity and a beautiful save by Parkinson to kick that ball out.
Almost a game ender there.
But as I was saying, I think at the varsity level, finesse is definitely more important, as you might be able to have speed, but if you can't get the ball to your teammate when they're wide open, I think definitely finesse.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think when you get to a varsity level, that speed is more relative. you may not be able to beat somebody one-on-one because the speed at a varsity level kind of equals out. But if you can, if you can control the ball really well and you can get around a defender, that is certainly a much bigger advantage than being able to just run around them.
As Kramer looking for that loose ball, but it will be picked up by Parkinson again.
Another great save there to keep our team in this.
And, towards this latter half, these last 5 minutes, as we have 5 minutes left, Parkinson has really become a brick wall, has been playing very, very well, and just been locking down that Deacon attack.
Yeah, I'm going to say she's seen the ball maybe 10, 12 times in the second half, and hasn't let one in yet.
And a throw-in for the Roughriders will go out and will be a Deacon throw-in. Quick throw-in taken by Schanzenbach. We'll end up with Frisk in the right side. Over to Hodel, who will look for a cross. Will find Frisk. Or excuse me, that's Wambach.
Cutting in.
She'll have an opportunity and puts it in the side of the net as she falls down.
Another great opportunity here for Shanley. Maybe 3 or 4 great chances here within the last couple minutes.
And, I did notice one thing on that play, and that is she had very little options. There was, I think, 2 or 3 people she could have passed to. So I think for Shanley, for future games, they definitely need to work on giving the person with the ball more options, as if a midfielder was at the center of the box, they would have had a perfect pass and shot.
Nice little give and go there for Frisk.
Will go off of bounds of Barker, and will be taken by Radel at around the 20. And a nice little tip header by Mia Metzger. And, those are the type of plays that you start to see at a varsity level, those little touches to redirect the ball exactly how you want it. And those are the type of plays that make a difference.
We have a sub in here.
In the game for the Roughriders, Annie Clevin.
In for the Roughriders is number 13, Annie Clevin. Frisk puts it over to Dew in the middle. She has time and space. Will pass it over to Hodel. Looks for Wambach, but is blocked by number 15. That is Fargo.
Almost a miscommunication there for Shanley.
And with 3 minutes left, I think that the Roughriders need to get an opportunity now. Maybe this is where they start playing those big balls in from the defensive line.
Yeah, it's certainly anything you got here for Red River.
It's definitely an all-or-nothing situation. Sure, you might get scored on, but if you can't score, you're just going to end up with a loss.
Just need anything to get it into their offensive zone, really, here.
As the ball is played to Mia Metzger, who has time in the middle.
Nice
She will
cut
make a
back.
defender stumble. Pass it to Ella. Frisk. And then it will be booted out, but played by Rattle. Back to Mia Metzger in the middle. Over to Wambach, who will get it taken away by the defense. Metzger again with it. Over to Rattle,
Nice cut in there.
who will find Kramer on the outside. I don't think Kramer was expecting the defense to miss that one.
Kramer keeps that one in bounds.
And that was a good job there by number 23, Sydney Jennings, to get that one to go off of Kramer, to give the Roughriders an opportunity to counterattack. And we are under 2 minutes left. Only a 1-goal deficit, so it is very, very possible for these Rough Rider players to get a counterattack and a goal to tie it up.
And they really have no time to waste here on anything if out of bounds, any throw-ins, any goal kicks. You really need everything as quick as possible.
As Kramer will get the ball in the corner. And the opposite goes for the Deacons, as Metzger has the ball right around the top of the key.
Yeah, you certainly don't need anything. You know, you don't need any shots on net. If you can sit and pass back and just sit on the ball for the last minute here, I think you're golden.
The ball will bounce over the 50, will be fielded by Allers.
1 minute remaining.
Bergeron makes a move, gets past Allers, but the ball will be put out to the left and will be put out of bounds by Schanzebach.
So right here, they need a quick throw in here. No time to waste.
And that is Allers looking for a big boot. Gets it out to Lee.
And a good takeaway
has it
there by
taken away.
Frisk.
And another big boot in, but just a little bit too far, and goes to McAllister with 30 seconds left. And we have a Deacon player down, and that is Caden Schanzenbach.
10, 9, 8.
And the clock is still running. They will reset it. And Schanzebach will get off of the field, so it's good to see that she is able to walk. And it looks like they are giving the Deacons a throw-in.
So 10 seconds left on the clock here. Pretty much
9,
just throw the ball in.
7, 6, 5, 4,
And that will bring us to the end of the game here.
1, 0.
So your final score will be Shanley Deacons 1, Grand Forks Red River Roughriders 0. And you know, that was a really competitive game, except for the start of the first half where the Deacons dominated pretty heavily, and that's where they got their goal from.
So going into this this next coming week for EDC girls soccer, what do you think both teams can work on here?
You know, I think for the Roughriders, like we said at the half, just setting up the plays, not worrying about a big boot over, just getting passing through and working their way up. And then for the Deacons, again, really just passing, looking for that switch to the opposite side of the field to throw off the defense, maybe switching it back again, and then looking for the selfless passes.
I agree. Just a reminder, if you'd like to watch any of our archived versions of our broadcasts, such as this one, you can go to shanleytv.com. And for myself, for Colton Schanzebach, and our entire crew here, we'd like to thank you for watching, and have a good night.